So picture this. A bunch of people are arguing and it gets pretty heated. One person says to another, "Oh yeah? Well, can your AI do this?" Then somebody else chimes in with an even crazier idea. And all that chaos got us thinking. Could a single AI tool actually handle a whole series of tasks that seem, well, pretty much impossible? We decided to find out.
And the challenges they were throwing out there were just wild. Someone was like, can AI take a super technical video and just turn it into a document? Another person wanted to know if a whole 1-hour audio lecture could become a simple PDF study guide. And then someone really upped the ante. Could an AI take a video in English and spit out not just a document, but a brand new audio file in Hindi?
I mean, each one of those sounds like it would need its own special, probably expensive piece of software, right? So that's the real question we're asking today. Could one single, totally free tool actually pull off every single one of these challenges? Well, let's find out. All right, let's kick things off with our first big challenge, which is all about one thing: content conversion. We're talking about taking one kind of media, like a video or an audio file, and just completely changing it into something totally different. Okay, so the first task sounds simple, but it's actually pretty tough. We wanted to take a technical video, this one was a super detailed guide on buying a computer processor, and see if an AI could just pull out all that useful info and put it into a nice, clean, readable document, all automatically, no typing involved. And check this out, it really was that simple. We gave the AI one single YouTube link for that CPU guide and boom, in just a few moments, it generated this whole blog post with all the key processor details pulled out and formatted perfectly. So challenge 1, passed with flying colors.
Okay, time to crank up the difficulty a bit. A video is one thing, but what about just a plain audio file? For this challenge, we used an audio lecture about 2D animation and asked the AI to turn it into a written study guide. This is a real test, because it's not just about typing out the words, it has to actually understand the information.
And you know what? It nailed it. Again, the tool took that raw audio and created this incredibly detailed article. And what's really cool is that it didn't just give us a wall of text. It actually organized the content, explaining the principles of animation and the software in a way that makes perfect sense. It literally created a useful study guide just from sound. All right, now for what I thought was going to be the impossible task. Can this thing not only change the format, but also change the language at the same time? The challenge? Take a video in English and turn it into brand new media in Hindi. Seriously, this is where things get kind of mind-blowing.
And you won't believe how easy it was. Step 1. We grabbed a link to a National Geographic video in English about Egyptian treasures. Step 2. We just went into the settings and switched the output language to Hindi. Step 3. Hit generate. That's it. That's the whole process.
And this is just nuts. It didn't just give us one thing, it gave us two. First, it created a totally new audio track in Hindi, and it sounded like two people just having a conversation about the topic. And on top of that, it also generated a full document with all the same info, also in Hindi. Total game changer. So, we know it can convert stuff like a champ, but can it actually help you learn? That brings us to challenge number 2. Can this AI become your new favorite study buddy? You know how you can watch an entire lecture online and then realize you didn't really absorb any of it? That's passive learning. So the next challenge was to take a video, this time about digital marketing, and see if the AI could create tools to help us actively engage with it, starting with a quiz. And here's just one example of what it spit out. It created a bunch of multiple choice questions based directly on what was said in the video. And it even tells you if you're right or wrong and explains why. It turns any video you find into an instant pop quiz. Oh, but it didn't stop there. The AI also made flashcards. On one side, you've got a key term from the video, like digital marketing. You click it, and it flips over to give you a perfect, concise definition. This is such a fast way to learn all the key terms for any subject. Okay, so quizzes and flashcards are awesome for the details, but what about seeing the big picture? How do you really wrap your head around an entire topic? For that, you need a map, a mind map. And that was our next test. So we fed it an article about how to become a computer expert, and this is what it created. A mind map is just a fantastic way to see how all the ideas are connected. You've got the main topic right in the middle, and then it branches out into key points like file and folder management, and then even breaks those down into smaller steps. It just lays out the entire topic for you visually.
All right, we've gone from video to text, from audio to text, and from text to steady tools. But now it's time for the final boss. Can this AI do the ultimate creative act, turn a boring, static document into a dynamic, interesting video?
And the task we gave it was, well, it was a pretty big ask. We found this really dense, really technical PDF about a satellite-based highway toll system in India. The mission? Get the AI to create a complete video overview with a script, a voiceover, and even graphics. This was the ultimate test.
Now, you'd think something this complex would require a ton of steps and settings, right? Nope. All we had to do was upload the PDF, click one button that said Video Overview, and that's it. We just waited. The AI did everything else. It wrote the script, it generated the voice, and it created the graphics to go along with it. And the result was honestly staggering. The video it made wasn't just okay, it was legitimately good. I mean, the person who originally did this test put it perfectly. They said the video and graphics were incredibly well made, and that it explained every single point from that dense article in perfect detail. It wasn't just a slideshow, it was a real video. So, we have just watched one tool absolutely crush every single challenge we threw at it, from simple conversions all the way up to full video creation. I think it's time we finally pull back the curtain and tell you the name of this AI powerhouse.
The tool that did all of this is Google's eBookLM. It's a free, incredibly powerful AI assistant that's built for exactly this kind of thing: learning, researching, and creating. It can handle a ridiculous range of tasks that used to require a whole bunch of different apps.
So let's just do a quick recap of everything we just saw. One tool that can turn your videos and audio into text. It can translate and repurpose content into other languages. It can generate quizzes and flashcards to help you study. It can build mind maps to help you see the big picture. And it can even create entire videos from a single document. And that really brings us to the big takeaway here. Tools like this are completely changing the game. They're making it so much easier to learn about complex topics and to create amazing content. So the final question is for you. When it becomes this simple and this accessible, what are you going to create? And what are you going to share with the world?